Here's how you can customize Qt apps in order to make sure that they have a uniform look with your GTK apps. So before we actually begin, let me show you what my GTK theme looks like. So as you can see over here, I have Tokyo Night Dark selected, which means that this is what GTK apps look like, right? So I can just change the theme over here. This is just a functionality I've built. So which basically allows me to change the theme to whichever one that I want. So I have a bunch of different themes in this list over here, and then I can pick whichever one I want, and then my whole system adapts to it. So I have a list of themes that I can choose from, basically. That makes applying the Qt theme a bit different, but I'll show you how to work around that. And by the way, if you want to know how to make a custom theme switcher like this, along with everything else like this Weber config and everything step by step, then go ahead and click the first link in the description. I show you exactly how to do it. Okay, now, as you can see over here, this is what Qt apps look like without any configuration. So this is Kclock over here, and this is Kdenlive. Kdenlive is a video editing software, and Kclock is, well, a clock, right? So basically, we're going to theme this in order to look uniform with the rest of our system. Now, there is a slight catch. Because I'm using this custom theme switcher, what's going to happen is that I'm going to have to add in functionality for Qt apps as well, because right now, as you can see over here, there is not that much functionality, but that is a separate point. So I'll show you how to get a theme in which you basically choose only one theme, and that one theme is uniform, or at least doesn't stick out like a sore thumb, regardless of the GTK theme that you use. So I'll just show you what it is, right? So first thing we need to do is install Kvantum. Okay, so we need to get Kvantum. Let's look up what that is. So it's an SVG-based theme engine for Qt6, which is including a config tool and a bunch of extra themes. So you want to install that, okay? You want to get the Kvantum Qt6 version, and you want to get the Qt5 version as well, okay? Now, once you do that, you also want Qt5CT and Qt6CT. Okay, so let's just look up for Qt5CT. Yeah, so this is basically Qt5 configuration utility, and the same thing you have for Qt6 as well. So Qt is a framework for writing applications. So this app, both of these apps are written in a framework, okay, called Qt. And also Qt Quick is the same framework that was used to write Quickshell. So Quickshell is basically kind of like this bar. It's also much more than a bar. It can be a status bar. It can be your rounded corners. It can also be an entire widget system, basically, from the on-screen displays like what you see over here. So it can handle everything from your OSDs to your, actually changing of the brightness and stuff. Basically, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with Quickshell, including getting dashboards and widgets on your desktop, parallax wallpapers and whatnot. So that's what that is. Anyway, now, once you have installed Kvantum, Qt5CT, and Qt6CT, this is what you should see. So first thing you need to do is configure Qt5 settings. Now, I'd already configured it once before, which is why the font actually looks really crisp over here. As you can see, I've changed the font previously to SF ProText 12. If that hasn't been done, I'll just show you how to do it. But first, make sure you open the app and this is what you see. So you're going to see Style as Fusion over here, right? Now, you're not going to have any other options, like you're not going to have Darkly, for example. That's a separate theme that I've installed, but you're going to have these 4 options: Kvantum Dark, Kvantum, Windows, and Fusion. So you can just switch between them, see what that looks like, okay? As you can see over here, this is what Windows looks like. And by the way, it's going to give you a warning over here that says Qt QPA platform theme isn't configured properly. That's no big deal. We can actually just fix that real quick. So if I show you Z profile, I'm pretty sure. Okay, it's not here. You basically have to set an environment variable. Okay, it's in ZSH env. So what you're doing is setting an environment variable called Qt QPA platform theme, and then you're setting it to either Qt5CT or Qt6CT. You can also set it to Kvantum, but it's better off if you just choose one of these 2 apps, either Qt5 settings or Qt6 settings. Okay, that's what CT probably most likely stands for, configuration tool. So Qt6 configuration tool. You want to set this in your shell environment, any of your shell config files. So you can either do it in bash or C if you're using bash. You can also do it in ZSH or C, but there's this feature where you can basically create a .zshnv file and then put all your environment variables in there, which makes it so that next time you log out and log back in, these environment variables will have effect, like take effect basically. Okay, so you want to do that, log out and then log back in, and then you shouldn't see the warning about Qt QPA platform theme anymore, okay? Once that's done, you just want to choose Kvantum over here. You can just pick Kvantum dark, and this is what you're going to see for style, right? Then for color scheme, you click on this drop down and then click on styles colors. What that does is basically looks into this style over here, right? So this is Kvantum dark, and then it picks this styles colors, and then uses it for the application, as you can see over here. So if we just change it to something like darker or this sand, this is using a different set of colors, which doesn't exactly go well with Kvantum. So we'll just switch that to styles colors and let everything be as it is. And for standard dialogues, so we can either choose GTK3 or XDG desktop portal. You can leave it to be default, but if you really like the GTK file picker menu and whatnot, you can just set this to GTK3 and then let that be. So in a Qt app, whenever you have to pick files and stuff, like if you click on add clip or file folder or something, most likely what this is going to do is just give you a GTK window instead of a Qt window. So this window that you're seeing over here, this file picker window, this is known as the desktop portal. So this is basically handled by XDG desktop portal, right? Changing this standard dialogues window to GTK3 basically makes it so that this window isn't being used by, or rather, when this window shows up, it's written in GTK3. Basically, it changes the look of the window. So you don't see any of this stuff. It's a bit more minimal and it looks cleaner. Because most of us, we have the rest of our system using GTK apps. So if I show you Tunard over here, this is a GTK3 app, right? And so it's themed with the rest of the system. That's that. So that's in the appearance section. Then in fonts, for general, you basically just pick out whichever font you want. Okay, over here, and then you choose the style, regular of course, and then you pick whatever font size you need. Then same thing you do for fixed width. Now fixed width basically means monospace font. So if I open the terminal, the font that you're seeing over here called Geist Mono Nerd Font, this is a fixed width font. This means that every single character of this font has a fixed width. However, if I changed my Kitty config to use a different font, a sans serif font, which has variable width, as we say, it's not going to look quite right, okay? Let's just change this to something like SF Pro Display. And let's see. As you can see, it's bugged out because Kitty doesn't even let you. Yeah, it literally doesn't let you use a sans serif font. But anyway, you get the idea. This sans serif font, okay, is a variable width font, which means that each of the characters does not have a fixed width. However, if you use a monospace font like Geist Mono Nerd Font, what it does is basically, gives you a font in which every single character occupies the same width on the screen. That's it. Which is why fixed width basically stands for monospace. So here you just choose any monospace font, like SF Mono, for example. I already have that, so I'm just going to pick that, hit apply, and OK. If you hit OK, it's going to close the window, and yep, as you can see over here, it already took place. Now, you see there's this setting called createfonts.conf. If you click on that, you can actually set up a bunch of different font settings, which makes it so that font rendering on Qt apps is actually much cleaner and neater than it is on GTK. So that's actually one benefit that you have if you're using Qt apps, right? So you can just check on anti-aliasing hinting, change hinting style to light, subpixel geometry to RGB, okay, and then keep everything else the same. Okay, LCD filters, you don't have to touch that. If you want to know what it is, you can just go ahead and look that up. But yeah, these are the major leverage points when it comes to fonts. So you can just click that. Now I already have a font config file, so I'm not going to replace that. But if you don't, you can just create that, and that'll make your fonts on Qt apps look much better. Then for the icon theme, you want to make sure that you pick a dark version of whatever icon theme that you have, right? So here, for example, let's say I'm using Papyrus Dark. So I just double click on that and then hit apply. This makes it so it's okay. So as you can see over here, some icons have black color on them and some icons have a white color on them. As you can see, the black colored icons are just a regular version because you're expected to use a light theme, and the dark version of these icons actually looks light because you're supposed to use it with a dark theme, if that makes sense. So basically what you're doing is picking a dark version for your icon theme. Doesn't matter what icon theme you use. The one I'm using here is called Papyrus, and you install that by typing yay-s Papyrus icon theme if you're on Arch, right? So it's Papyrus icon theme. So install that, and then you should get these folders and that basically. Okay, then that's it for the icon theme. Then for interface, this is just a bunch of Qt specific settings. None of this affects GTK apps, so it doesn't affect your browser and it doesn't affect your file manager if you're using a GTK one. So it basically doesn't have anything. You can go through all of these settings and then enable whatever you want to. Yep. And that should be it for Qt5 settings. So if we go to Qt6 settings, we basically have to do the same thing, right? Just click on Style, Kvantum Dark, Styles Colors, GTK3. And here, if you notice, we have an extra option. For standard dialogues, we have KDE. Now, I'm pretty sure you get this option when you install XDG Desktop Portal KDE. Yep. So what you get from this package is most likely going to be this file picker window. Okay. So you can just set that to GTK3 if you're using Hyprland and the rest of your system apps are GTK. Set that, hit apply. Then we go over to fonts, do the same thing for fonts. For the fixed width fonts, you just want to pick a monospaced font. You can also use JetBrains Mono Nerd font. Use any font really that you're meant to use in a terminal. Okay, then you just hit OK. Same thing you can do for the create fonts.conf as well. Create your fonts.conf. Mine's already created, so I'm not going to do anything. And that should be it for the fonts. Then for the icon theme, again, pick the dark icon theme, hit apply. Let's see if the icon theme change works, right? So we'll just open this. And as you can see, it works fantastically. For the rest of the stuff, as you can see, you can just look through all of this and then figure it out. It's pretty simple. You don't have to do anything yourself. And that's that, right? Now, finally, for Kvantum settings. If you click on change or delete theme over here, you can select between a bunch of different themes. We have adapter dark. Okay, that it gives you this material sort of look, but then if you notice, this has a tint. So if I use Hyperpicker to pick a color from my window, okay, and I hover over here, it says 263238. So this is not a neutral color, it's more of a cyan color. So unless your setup is using this kind of cyan color, it's going to feel off. So you can look through all of the different themes over here. Like this one, Gnome Dark, for example, is much more neutral and it makes it fit in with the rest of your apps. But basically, you can just look through all of these themes and then see whichever one fits you the most. But what we're going to do is not use any one of these pre-made themes, but instead use a different theme called Graphite. Okay, so let's just close these two apps. And by the way, just making those couple of changes in Qt5 and Qt6 settings is enough to completely change things around. Okay, so right now you're not going to see it, but you just click in settings in Kdenlive, for example. You go to color scheme and then you pick Kvantum over here. So it should be somewhere here. So you pick Kvantum, and as you can see, it completely changes everything. And same thing for the application style. You can change that thing to Kvantum Dark as well. Right now, it doesn't look as good, but we're going to change that. So we'll just keep it Kvantum Dark for now. Same thing for Cake Clock as well. Okay, it should actually change, but if you log out and log back in, it's most likely to change. Okay, so we can just play around with Kdenlive in order to test things. Okay, now what you want to do is basically clone this. So you want to cd to /tmp. And the reason why you're doing this is because the temp directory, at least on Arch Linux, is cleared out on every reboot. So the files in here are basically going to get wiped out, and you're most likely not going to have to use whatever we clone here in just a second. Again, which is why we're doing this in temp. So you want to git clone https://github.com vince Luis graphite GTK theme. Okay, graphite GTK theme. Okay, you know what, actually this is if you want your GTK theme to also match your Qt theme. So you're basically going to have to install the GTK theme, right? But I have already covered this in a different video, so we're not going to do this now. Instead, what we'll do is get the Kvantum theme. And by the way, if you're wondering what Graphite Dark looks like in an actual setup, if I just use the noir theme, this is what that looks like, right? So it's a completely monochrome, no distraction environment for you to just get stuff done. If you want to know how to make something like this, of course, you can just go ahead, click the first link in the description. I show you exactly how to make this yourself, right? So yeah, let's just switch that back. Now what we want to do is basically go to Graphite Kvantum theme. I want to download the theme. Okay, Graphite KDE theme. So you just click here. It's by the same author. Okay, and once you're here, you just want to click on this releases and then download it. Or what you can do is just click on code and then clone the thing. So you want to cd/tmp and then clone it. Okay, let's see. So installation. All we have to do is just run the script. And once we do that, it's going to install the Kvantum themes as well as the different Plasma themes. We just check out Kvantum here for a second. Yep. These 4 folders are basically all that we need. So what you want to do is just git clone this repository. And once you do that, just extract these folders out of there. They're not actually in a zip, but what you want to do is take these 4 folders and then put it into your Kvantum directory. So if we go to config Kvantum, as you can see over here, we have nothing except a kv config file. Now, if I were to show you my previous Kvantum folder, kvantum.back, okay, yep. This is what that looks like. So as you can see, I have these exact 4 folders put into this folder, which is config Kvantum. So what you want to do is just get those 4 folders as I showed you, clone the repository onto your system, and then put the folders into config Kvantum. Once you do that, you should be able to open Kvantum and then choose Graphite Dark from there. Okay? That should be it. Now, here, let's just replace this folder with the other one. So mv Kvantum to back.back, backup of the backup. And then we move this to Kvantum. Once you do that, yep, as you can see over here, I have already selected Graphite Dark, Graphite Rimless Dark previously. But otherwise, if it's not selected, this is probably what you're going to be using by default, right? So you just click on this dropdown, select Graphite Rimless Dark, use this theme, and you're pretty much good to go. As you can see here, it looks a lot better. And not just that, but because it's using neutral colors, it doesn't matter what theme that you have. So you could have Tokyo Night is your theme. You could have Everforest. Okay. You could have any theme. You could even have Night Fox. So it doesn't matter what theme that you pick. It's mostly gray and neutral. So it's not going to conflict with your theme at all. Of course, you can do much more theming. You can also get a bunch of different KDE themes for a complete list of different themes over here and then do it that way. But if you have not done it yet, or you're yet to get around to it, then this is a good theme to have in the meantime. So if we show you what Kdenlive Live looks like. Okay, just click on settings. Yep, it's already changed. So application style, Qt. Then here we just pick one, right? And because we have installed the Kvantum themes, we can just choose Graphite Dark over here. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. So we went from that white pile of mess over here to something that's actually legible and doesn't make you want to rip your eyes out. Pretty fun, right? And that should pretty much be it. Let's take a look at Kclock as well. Let's see whether or not it actually requires. Okay, no. It does require a logout and a log backend. So you can just do that. And then you should see the same thing applied to Kclock. And that should pretty much be it. If you want to know how to make a blazing fast and beautiful Hyprland setup like this one with the theme switchers, along with this waiver config and everything else, including many unorthodox tactics that you've probably never seen before, then go ahead and click the first link in the description. I show you how to do everything step by step so that you don't have to do anything by yourself at all, right? So go ahead and click the first link in the description. I can tell you this. It is guaranteed going to be the best investment that you'll have ever made in your life. So go ahead, click the first link in the description. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising.